Welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. I'm Alex Scum, aka Cheeklay. This weekend is the Los Angeles Sinnoh Tour event being held at Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. And then, of course, if you're going to be playing around the citywide version, you could pay an extra $20 to either play on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, or both, depending on which day you're playing at the Rose Bowl Stadium and all that stuff. We're going to do a quick overview of the event, and then we're going to talk about some tips and advice on how to be ready for the event. But before we do, I have a quick announcement. I'm going to be at the Rose Bowl Stadium on Saturday, February 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Chris and I are going to be heading over to Santa Monica Pier on Sunday, February 18th. And while we're in both of those locations, we are going to do a fun little video and a little bit of like a contest giveaway, and anybody can be in the video. That is if you find me and ask. We are pretty much going to do a little fun giveaway for some prizes. You want to know what the rules are? Well, you're gonna have to find me in LA. I might even ask you randomly in person if you want to participate, but you might get a chance to win some fun prizes while we're there. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and then let me know in the comments below if you're gonna be in Los Angeles for Sinnoh Tour. I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are too. So let's not waste any time and let's dive in. Just like I said earlier, the event is going to be held at the Rose Bowl Stadium. I think you could also do a section of the golf course that's nearby there, and it's from 9 to 5 p.m. So obviously step number one, make sure you have your tickets ready and be sure to get there as early as possible. Parking's not going to be free. The parking lot might be taken up, and also you got to have your ticket ready because they're only going to let ticket holders in only. So it's not like going to a park. So just be aware. I want to go over some research and other side quests that are going to be happening throughout the city and at Rose Bowl Stadium. So the first thing is that Team Go Rocket is taking over during a special research. Be sure to complete it to figure out what Team Go Rocket is up to. You will also complete a Masterwork research to get a guaranteed shiny Shaman. Take some snapshots to encounter Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup with a Lucas or Dawn hat, and if you're lucky, you may get a shiny. And also do note that there are some field research tasks that you can complete to encounter one of those 6 Pokemon. And again, if you're lucky, you may get a shiny. If you encounter Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf in the wild during the event, you can take a snapshot of one of them and you can earn another encounter with them. There's a time research called A Tale of Mischiefs and Misdeeds. Spin 10 of 108 Pokestops scattered around Los Angeles County and Orange County for encounters with Spiritomb. And if you're lucky, you may even get a shiny Spiritomb. Next up, we have the Paranormal Puzzle. Rotom is causing mischief at Go Tour Sinnoh. Work together with fellow trainers to piece together a secret code that unlocks an encounter with Rotom. Once trainers at Rose Bowl Stadium decipher the code, trainers worldwide can redeem it too. Now, of course, there is no clarification if we're going to get multiple forms of Rotom or how to encounter it, but we also have no clarification whether Rotom can be shiny or not. I think it'd be very foolish if they don't give us the shiny Rotom, so it'd be really cool if they could just let us have some, right? Grab some friends and do the party play to get some encounters with Regirock, Regice, Registeel, and Regigigas during the event. The White Stripe Basculin is going to be making its debut in routes at Rose Bowl Stadium during the event. Be sure to follow a route so you can catch these Pokemon. Also note that the White Stripe Basculin can evolve into Basculegion, but you cannot evolve it as of yet for some reason, and there's no confirmation on whether we can get a shiny Basculin or not. We have some bonuses and add-ons. If you were a ticket holder for the in-person event, you will enjoy the following things. 1 half hatch distance for eggs. You also get 50% less Stardust for costs for trades. You get up to 6 special trades. You get up to 9 free raid passes when you spin discs at a Pokestop or a gym, and an increased chance of shiny Pokemon. Now, if you decide to buy some personal add-ons, you can also get some extra bonuses or better bonuses. The first one is called the Raid Lover. This is a bonus for people that want to raid and get some good stuff, and it's only $15. So for the first thing that we need to mention, you also get 18 free raid passes instead of 9. You also get 5,000 extra XP for completing a raid, and you also get an additional 6 candy and 3 candy XL for catching a raid boss that's in a 5-star raid. So pretty much a Dialga or Palkia. So that way you have some candy for the Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The next add-on is called the Enthusiast. This is also $15. So instead of 1/2 hatch distance, you can get 1/4 hatch distance. This is great for 10-kilometer eggs. And speaking of which, you get an increased chance of 10-kilometer eggs when you spin a stop if you have this add-on. In addition, you get 3 times hatch XP, Stardust, and candy. And finally, there is a $20 city-wide gameplay experience where you enjoy the same bonuses for the Rose Bowl Stadium, and you could bring them over. There's going to be spawns everywhere regardless of habitat and times and everything, and there's an increased chance of getting some shinies, and some field research will also carry over in Pokestops. If you're in the city, you can play wherever you want in LA and Orange County. Raid bosses during Sinnoh Tour in LA will include Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup in the 1-star raids, and during a space-time anomaly, it is going to include Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. In 3-star raids, we have Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. And during a space-time anomaly, you're going to see the Hisuian starters in those raids. And finally, we have Dialga and Palkia in 5-star raids. And during the space-time anomaly, we'll have Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia. The origin forms of these two are going to be very difficult to take down. I have decided to create some shorts for both these Pokemon. So if you want to know how to take those down, be sure to take some time to check those videos out. And also know that these two are going to be very important for Candy because of this new feature called Adventure's Effect. Pretty much they have some exclusive moves that they can use outside of battle to help benefit your gameplay for a certain amount of time, depending on how much Stardust and Candy you put in to the Pokemon. So for example, if you have an Origin form Dialga with Roar of Time, you can be able to use Roar of Time to put a pause on a used item like a Lucky Egg, an Incense, a Daily Incense, or a Star Piece. And then for Origin Palkia with Spatial Rend, you can use Spatial Rend to extend the space and try to get some extra spawns around your surroundings. If you're hatching eggs during the event, you will get the following Pokemon. In 2-kilometer eggs, you'll be getting Pokemon such as Badoo, Chingling, Bonsly, Mime Jr., Happiny, Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike. In 5-kilometer eggs, you're gonna get Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian Quillfish, Stunky, and Gibble. And finally, in 10-kilometer eggs, you'll be able to get Pachirisu, Chatot, and Carnivine. So which ones should you go after when you're hatching eggs? Well, for the 2-kilometer eggs, Chingling is going to be the brand new shiny, and Mime Jr. is normally exclusive in Europe in 5-kilometer eggs, so hatching eggs in LA is gonna be a major must. Definitely go for the 5-kilometer eggs because we have a lot of new shinies. We have the 2 new Hisuian forms that have shinies. Stunky is a shiny as well. And Gibble is actually pretty good because of Mega Garchomp. So you can get a good IV or a Shundo and an extra amount of candy. So then you can evolve Gibble into Garchomp. And finally, for 10-kilometer eggs, because all 3 Pokemon are regional exclusives, you can be able to complete your Pokedex by getting those 3. And if you're lucky, you can get one or all of them as shinies. Now, there's something else that I haven't really mentioned, and it was the space-time anomaly. So pretty much every last half hour of the hour throughout the entire event, there's gonna be a space-time anomaly phenomenon where everything during Sinnoh Tour will turn into Hisui, and there's also gonna be some Hisuian forms and Pokemon from Hisui that are gonna be appearing during the event. So when we're talking about the habitats, when I say during a space-time anomaly, I mean it's during 9:30 to 10, I mean 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, etc. It's like that last half hour of the hour. Let's talk about the habitat spawns for every single habitat during the event. In the Entangled Ruminants, you will encounter Dawn Hat Pikachu, Tangela, Eevee, Mischievous, Nosepass, Roselia, Duskull, Turtwig, Kricketot, Plant Cloak, Burmy, Combee, and Cherubi, and Bronzor. And during the space-time anomaly, you can encounter Akari Scarf Pikachu, Hisuian Voltorb, and Kleavor. During the Seaside Metropolis, you can encounter Dawn Hat Pikachu, Magnemite, Electabuzz, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak Burmy, Weasel, both East and West Shellos, Drifloon, Glameow, and Finneon. And during the Space-Time Anomaly, you can encounter Akari, Scar Pikachu, Hisuian Quillfish, and Hisuian Braviary. During the Bubbly Mire habitat, you can encounter Lucas Hat Pikachu, Apom, Yama, Gligar, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Sandy Cloak Burmy, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Skorupi, and Krogunk. And during the Space-Time Anomaly, Array Cat Pikachu, Hisuian Growlithe, and Ursaluna. And finally, the Mountain Hot Springs habitat. The spawns include Lucas Hat Pikachu, Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Sneasel, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Baneri, Snover, and during a Space-Time Anomaly, Ray Hat Pikachu, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Avalugg, and Weird Deer. I also have cover shorts on every single habitat and which Pokemon that you should specifically go after. So whenever you finish this video, be sure to check out those shorts so you can be able to check out which Pokemon you should go after if you're in LA for the event. And then of course we have some incense encounters. They're all gonna be unknowns. So during the regular times, it'll be unknown S-I-N-O-N-H, which spells Sinnoh. And during the Space-Time Anomaly, you'll have some unknowns like H-I-S-N-U, which spells Hisui. So that's the general overview of the in-person event in LA. So what are some tips and advice do I have? Well, number one, storage. You want to make sure that you max out as much storage as possible, and then you also want to make sure you transfer some unneeded Pokemon and some unwanted items. If you have a ton of potions and revives, I would recommend discarding a lot of the potions and super potions, and make sure you have at least 100 hyper and max potions, and to be sure you have at least 100 revives and 100 max revives. The same thing goes for berries. I would suggest you keep some goldenraz for some rare captures, and keep a ton of pineapple berries to get some extra candy of the Pokemon that you desperately need for extra candy. Probably the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia. I would also recommend to make sure you have a ton of Pokeballs and Ultra Balls. That should be the majority percentage of your storage for your items are Pokeballs, right? You want to make sure you do so. And be sure to leave some extra room for some incubators, raid passes, incense, star pieces, and lucky eggs. Because of so many bonuses for extra Stardust and extra XP, especially if you did some add-ons, that's going to be a lot of XP. So you want to drop a lucky egg to get some extra, and you want to make sure you have some incense in case there's a shiny unknown that you need to go after, and or if you need to use them in case there's a special encounter from an incense throughout the weekend. Now that's everything that I got for the in the game in the app. Now let's make sure we talk about what to bring. Now this is not going to be at a park, this is going to be at a stadium. So it's very important that you bring some things like if you're going to an actual event, like a football game or anything. So the first thing you need to note is that you have to bring a water bottle, but don't bring anything bigger than 32 ounces. I know that sounds a little specific. They have some hydration stations where you can refill your water bottles, so that will come in handy. In addition, make sure you have some portable chargers and make sure you have some extra cords so you can charge your phones. But do know there's going to be some sections throughout the area where you can be able to charge your phones. I would also recommend that you guys bring a go catcher. I would recommend bringing some stuff like a sunglasses, sunscreen, umbrellas, a light coat. Just be ready for whatever weather condition is going to happen. I heard there's going to be like 50% chance of rain in Pasadena. And because Rose Bowl Stadium is in Pasadena, you want to be ready for whatever weather. So keep an eye on the weather apps or anything you use to check the weather for that. In addition, you could bring a couple of snacks just for like dietary reasons. And then I would also suggest that you guys wear a hat. Make sure you guys just like don't carry too many stuff. You can learn more about what you need to bring and what you cannot bring to Rose Bowl Stadium if you go onto Pokemon Go Live's page and look up all the facts and questions about what to bring at Rose Bowl Stadium and what not to. And remember, ticket holders only on the assigned days. So if you're going on Saturday, you cannot go on Sunday just for fun. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, I will see you in Los Angeles during Sinnoh Tour, and be sure to find me if you want to be in the video for a fun little challenge where we can give away some fun stuff. You want to know what it is? You're just gonna have to find me. Anyway, that's all the time that we have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Peace out.